So, we meet again. As many of you probably know by now, I've got an ongoing superhero comic series I write called Dark Phantom. And if you don't know that, have you watched the first few seconds of any of my videos? If you've been around for a while, then you probably also know that the character of Dark Phantom originally appeared in a comic I wrote when I was about 11 years old. I made a moderately popular trilogy of videos specifically about those comics, even though Dark Phantom himself only appeared in maybe one or two panels of one issue. The real star of those books was another superhero, one by the name of Wonder Boy. He's probably the character that's been around for the longest. I've had Wonder Boy since I was writing stories that were just verbatim ripoffs of Word Girl or Batman the Animated Series episodes. So when I decided it was time to expand the Class Act Comics universe, of course he was the first character that came to mind. Unlike with Dark Phantom, it did not take any time at all to find an artist for Wonder Boy. The very first person I asked was Tristan Dunman, a longtime collaborator of mine who made my icon and all the drawings for my Doctor Who retrospectives, and she very quickly said yes. Tristan's been great. She's so excited for the project and characters, and it just feels good to have found a collaborator who's as passionate about it as I am. As some of you may remember, for the release of Dark Phantom #1, I brought together some of my friends and did a fully narrated reading of the first issue. Well, why not do the same for Wonder Boy? It's time to call in a few favors. Good old Matt?
Pee pee poo poo.
Excellent. Twaus?
I was there on the 6th.
Perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, let us begin. The planet Seg, Earth year 987 AD.
I've been told this story for as long as I can remember. It's defined my life for over 1,000 years. Due to our species' multi-millennia long lifespans, we were faced with a crisis of resources. My father, King XOD, devoted all of his energy towards defining a way to save his people.
We put a lot of thought into how Seg should look in terms of culture and architecture. We decided to make it somewhat recognizably Earth-like, but if we dive more into the culture of Seg in future issues, which we probably will, I think we'll try to make it a bit more unique.
He and his scientists found a planet called Earth. It was perfect. It had the correct atmosphere, climate, and resources. To ensure our survival, all he needed was a way to invade it. And then, like a miracle, as my father says, I came along. I looked just like a member of Earth's population, so a plan was formed for me to take down the human race from the inside. Nobody knew for sure why I looked the way I did. Most believed me to be a gift from the gods themselves.
I had some trouble communicating that I have plans in the future to delve into why WGD looks like a human when everyone else on Seg is tall and green. I promise there's a reason.
My father had once met an interplanetary traveler who had been to Earth. With the knowledge the traveler left behind, I learned all I could about the world I would one day be conquering. My father taught me many things. How to fight, how to defend myself, how to hunt, how to kill, but most importantly, he taught me to hate.
Look at them. WGD. They divide themselves with petty squabbles. They kill each other and destroy their world. Compare them to us. Our people are united and have never known war. Now I ask you, who truly deserves the earth?
We do, Father.
Later.
One of the greatest abilities our people possess is the Rage Strike. It is an awe-inspiring force of destruction, but very few have the focus necessary to control it. Find your fury. Think about what fills you with rage. Then, channel it into your hand. Now, you try it. Yes! You're losing to your anger, WGD. Focus! Regain yourself! You need to learn to control yourself.
I'm sorry, Father.
That is what you will one day be capable of, if you apply yourself.
Later. This next sequence is almost entirely silent, completely letting Tristan's art do the talking, and honestly I think it's my favorite sequence in these first 3 issues. Well, there is another one in number 3 that I like a lot too, but I'll let you discover that for yourself.
This will be your final test. Survive in these woods by yourself for 1 week, and your training will be complete.
I'm ready.
One week later.
People of Seg, after 1,000 years of brutal training, my son is ready to depart on his mission. Hail, the savior of our world! Hail, Prince WGD!
Hail the prince! Hail the prince! Hail the prince!
If you listen closely, you can hear that I didn't actually get a crowd of hundreds of people to chant that. That's movie magic right there. Maybe it's bad form to compliment my own coloring, but I really like how I did the sky in this scene.
Your ship is prepared, my prince.
My prince, I have your supplies.
Are you ready, my son?
It's what I was born to do. I am ready.
Make me proud, WGD.
I will, father. Seg, this is WGD. I've successfully escaped the atmosphere, engaging cloaking mechanisms. As I left my home, I had no doubts in my mind about my mission. Humanity had their chance. This was simply survival of the fittest. Seg, this is WGD.
Donkerburg, Ohio. Now.
I have arrived.
To be continued. And that's Wonder Boy number 1. Want to find out what happens next? Well, you can read the first 3 issues now for free on Webtoon. It'll be the first link in the description. For updates, you can also follow @ClassActComics on Twitter. And if you really want to support us, you can do so on Patreon. I really hope you read it and enjoy it. We've got a lot planned for the future, and you're going to want to stick around for it. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Hail the prince! Hail the prince! I love WGD! I want to suck his dick! Such a hot piece of ass! Fuck!